I think nobody is doing this out of hating anyone. We're doing this because of love. We love our families, we love our children, we love Australia, it's our home. So that's why we want safe schools and teachings like this to stop in our schools.
You basically try to push a sexual, like a social sexual ideology into students, and they are very innocent. They like a piece of white paper. So whatever you feed in there, whatever information you give them, they just think that this is right, this is normal.
One day, my friend told me one thing named Safe School Program. I just think he's joking. But after that, I go back home to search online. Wow, I just feel like shock, really shocked.
I think that's not right. And when I saw how many parents were just so worried and don't know where they can turn to, I feel like, I can do something about that. And I feel like, I can actually do something to let these parents' voices be heard. When we first talk the petition to people, the first response usually is disbelief. People just can't believe it. The Chinese parents are going, no way, the government's not going to allow things like this in schools. That's not possible. But when they actually looked at the information, then they started being really concerned, and then they mostly just very willing to participate and wanted to start getting signatures themselves.
It's actually not an anti-bullying program. It's basically trying to sexualizing kids and promoting about sexuality in an area that is very controversial. And I think that's the parent rights to do it, rather than the government imposing something to all the public school in Australia.
There's 70,000 people. They have the similar voice as me. So I think this is what I concern is really normal, and what I concern is really reasonable, and what I concern is that a lot of people really love the children.
We don't want it changed to another name and continuing in disguise. We want this extreme gender and sexuality teaching to stop in our schools. Our schools should be teaching numeracy and literacy and and proper, anti-bullying measures. We don't want bullying in schools. Nobody wants bullying in schools. I was bullied when I first came to Australia, and there were people who actually yelled across the playground to me and say, "Go back to where you come from." That was wrong, and nobody did anything about it at that time, and that was wrong. So we don't want any kids to be bullied. Transgender kids, kids of ethnic backgrounds, kids of any appearance. We don't want anyone to be bullied. But I'm just not sure if Safe School is the answer to that, because Safe Schools, well, any anti-bullying program should respect diversity, cultural diversity, religious diversity. But Safe Schools doesn't do that.
I can see this resource will confuse the kids, give more burden, more stress, more anxiety to the kids. They call this Safe School Program, but definitely it is unsafe. It misleads my kids.
They're just transitioning from primary school into high school, to sexualizing, to promoting sexual ideologies in that age is very inappropriate.
Safe Schools is run by a third party with its own agenda. Why are we allowing our kids to be exposed to this material which is not really about educating kids? It doesn't actually cover a lot of causes of bullying in schools, which are just as important. If parents are not doing anything about it, then these extreme radicals who are organising the Safe School program can just get away with teaching our kids these things that are completely inappropriate. So we parents need to speak up.